And I have a list of who's presenting. So if you look at the, uh, I have a like a Google document. It says final presentation. Okay. If you open it up, you'll see a list. It has like actually 3 days. Okay, 3 days. I mean four. We have a long list, so it'll take just about 4 weeks. And there's like two of you which has wrote to me about changing the date because you're not available. So I did that. So so for it, is that how I pronounce your name? Okay, not here yet. Okay, you've been moved to the second week, and so is the Ke Yawen. Okay, to like guest foreign students. Yeah, you moved to the 27th because you're not available. Okay, so note that changes are made. If you don't see yourself on the list, please let me know. Okay, or there's something wrong with the. Okay, I might miss somebody out. I'll do a double check. Okay, so some of you from the second week are moved to the first week. Okay, so some from first week move to the second week. So you have to be okay, this one should be in the second week. So yeah, there are some changes made. So be sure to see which, if you're not on the list, let me know. Okay, so that means there's something wrong. Okay, there should be 18 or 16. So um, I might have missed out on something. I'll do a double check when you're working on your project today. Okay, so yeah, so that's for so starting from the 20th, we'll be working. We're doing presentations right here, using this mic. Each of you for around 5 minutes. Introduce your final project, which is a resume. Okay, a two-pager A4. Okay, you can do it however you want to, present it any way you want to, but make sure to do it. Okay, you'll be graded uh, as a final. Okay, yeah. So that's about it for the final announcement. And if you don't know what to do, then make sure to let me know. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin our course for today. Yeah, actually, yeah, because we're starting on our final presentation. So this week and next week will be our, we're actually toward the end of our course. Okay. So this week and next week, and then we'll begin our presentation. Right. So will be about you know around like 85-90% of Illustrator. The rest not necessarily like actually details. If you don't uh, really get it or don't you won't use those functionalities. I don't think ever. So yeah. So this is what we did last week. Okay. So make sure to have this ready and upload. Okay. So we'll begin with something new. Okay. So I want to go to File, New, and yeah, to just have default, which is probably A4. And let's have this. Okay, today we'll have this on RGB. Okay, we're doing a little 3D today. And click Create, and we have our artboard. And actually, like you could do little stuff with Illustrator with 3D object. Okay, first of all, I want to make out a rectangle. Okay, let's color that up. Make it a solid fill. Maybe, yeah, that's the color I'm going for. And for the stroke, I want nothing to do, no stroke color. So that would be just a plain square. Okay. So what can I do to make it, pop up like a 3D image? Okay. I could go to Effect and notice the first selection It's the 3D and materials, right? Yeah, there are a couple of things you could do with it. You could extrude or bevel. You could revolve it, inflate it, rotate it, and give it a material. Okay. Of course, there's one classic one which says 3D classic. But let's go through each to see the difference. Okay, let's go to extrude and bevel. If I click on that, a pop-up menu will a panel pop-up says 3D panel, literally, right? And there are a couple of things you could select. First of all, like you can see there's like a round shape right in the middle of your object. Actually, like go to each line, horizontal or vertical, to change the orientation of your object. Move it just like a 3D object. Okay, you can turn it around and sort of rotate it to see, to tell the difference. Okay, and there are a couple of things you could do with it. Okay, for default, probably go for extrude, but you could, it's actually like, if you don't want any like thickness to your object, you just want to rotate it to a certain angle, you could just leave it on 20, like a plane. And there's a couple of numbers you could go. There, for example, over here, there are like custom rotations. You could like this drag bar over here, you could drag around to see how it rotates on the X, Y, Z axis. Yeah, and the perspective, right? So this is like perspective. It's like if you're viewing through a lens, it's sort of bent, and then you of course like flip it around. Yeah, so it's actually straightforward. It's pretty easy to use. Yeah, and you could also like expand as wireframe. Like check that out. It'll be, you know, the actually the fill will be gone. Will be left with like stroke. Okay, so that will be like a, actually all this 3D is actually sort of like a preview. Notice that the round corner icon is still on. If I could drag it, I could make the shape round corner. So you're actually still dealing with that shape. Notice that the blue area, that's your actual shape. Okay, if I want to, for example, go use the direct selection tool, I could notice that you could see the anchor points. But the anchor points that are not at the fill color, it's actually at the original square that you're modifying. Okay, if I click on this anchor point, you're actually moving that specific anchor point on the ordinary shape, on the original shape. So you're actually not focusing on your original shape. Instead of that 3D change perspective shape. So unless you expand it as a wireframe, okay, now it's like converted to the shape of the 3D object. Of course, you might have like more anchor points to deal with. Okay, let's Control Z, go back. And of course, you could also export 3D object. Okay, so notice that the asset panel, it has this asset one. You could actually like export this as a PNG, or notice this panel. You won't see this panel often. For example, as for now, I have it in a PNG format. You could export it as well, even as a 3D object, which is OBJ. Okay, if you click on this OBJ and then you click export, you could like have this object as although it's flat, but it's still a 3D object. Okay? You could go to any 3D software and open it up. It'll be there as a flat 3D object. Okay, if you select this to a OBJ. Okay, so it's pretty handy to use. Like if in case that you're making a 3D logo of some sort, you could like you want to do some animation. You won't be able to do animation in Illustrator, but you could at least have a 3D-ish type of logo and then export it as a 3D object to the other softwares. If you transfer it into OBJ, okay. Of course, there are varieties of file format you could transfer. Like for example, some 3D software would accept SVGs, and some of these like USDA, USDZ, and like GLTF. These are also like 3D formats for maybe Apple systems, iOS, and Androids. So it depends on what does it need. You change the format that you want. Okay, for example, for now I'll just like Control Z to have like everything back as it was. Okay, yeah. So the second one is extrude. Okay, so we talked about this one. It's like to give a thickness of your 3D object. Of course, the depth is to make your object thicker. You could twist it around to make a, like a screw, okay, or sort of like a rope type of a shape, and taper to make if you're making something like a screw, okay, you want one area to be pointed, and then but you're still dealing with that original shape, okay. So even though it looks 3D, but you're actually still doing that shape. Spin it around to see. If you want to make an ice cream cone or something, you could sort of use this 3D functionality to see what's going on. Okay, so that's the second one, the extrude. The third one is revolve. Okay, if you want to make a donut of some sort, you could actually do that with revolve. Is to spin your shape like around. Okay, so let's flip it to another like other orientation to see what's going on. Okay, so if you're making a donut of some sort, you could use this revolve functionality. If you're making a pill of some sort. Okay, and then of course inflate. This one sort of works like a balloon. You want to like make your object like blow up like a round balloon. Okay, so yeah, sometimes if I want to bring down the twist, maybe give it a little more depth. Okay, so you guys could like, play with it, see what's going on. Like if you're making a nail or something, you could like give it a try. Okay, so these are the different like 3D type of. But of course, you have to see which version you're on. If you're on an earlier version, your 3D and material might not work like this one. It'll be something else. Okay, I'll talk about that because we have this here, 3D material, 3D classic. Okay, so that's the object. So we go to materials. Of course, you could change some materials by using this panel. So the default will be a grayish type of ball. It looks plastic, and you can have like different selections. Okay, for example, over here I have something else, and then I have like a sort of a different type of material. If you're working with, if you're familiar with 3D, okay, it works sort of like any 3D software. You can click on a texture to change the texture. Okay, so this is sort of like a stone floor. So you can also like go back and change the perspective of your object, the orientations, everything, to see what's going on. So that is to deal with materials, right? Of course, you could add materials, okay? Add material from a let's add a material to see what's going on. I could like go to any image, but it has to be like, course, the corresponding style format. So I don't have the file format, so I won't be able to like import a material. Okay, so yeah, I won't go into detail. Yeah, so if you wanna, you can play with it a little bit to see what's going on. Okay, this functionality I actually never use because I'll just go to 3D software to fix this. But just in case that you needed to have a 3D type of design, you could come to this panel and give it a check. Okay, so of course you could like have like other graphics to see what's going on. Okay, yeah, play a little with it and see what you can do. And lighting, of course, it's change the lights. Okay, you can like go and move the cursor and move your light around to get that lighting that you want. Okay, but as for now, we're still dealing with that square rectangle, right? Okay, so if everything is the exact uh, thing that you want, let's move that panel up a little bit so I can see what's underneath. Okay, take a look. Yeah, I want to probably expand that, send that, export that as a 3D object. I want to bring, because the scaling is off, I hope I'm not able to see what's going on, what's underneath. Okay, so let's move that over. So I could click on that 3D material, I could see what's underneath. Okay, so I want to export 3D object. Of course, I could select OBJ and yeah, let's give it a try. Okay, export. I want to save it on my desktop. I'll just name it anything. I'll choose. Now export it, and yeah, let's take a look at what it came off of it. Okay, if I can find it. Okay, because I exported as a OBJ. So, and for example, if I'm using a Mac, I will be able to see what's going on. Oh, I don't see the file. So, yeah, I don't want to waste time. So I'll look for it later on. Yeah. So it could like do 3D formats. Okay. So that's something you could like work with. Okay. So that's the first one. Let's resize it a little bit. Okay, and I want to make out another square, and this one, let's go to also 3D and materials. Okay, so these are included in the panel. So all these. So if I click on any one of these, the 3D panel will pop up. Okay, so I want you to probably practice on these. So oops. Yeah, it's getting a little bit too big. Okay. Yeah, you have to be careful when you click at it because it's sort of like pretty sensitive. And yeah, so you could like give each a try, but I want to try something today. I want to make a circle. Okay, let's go with that circle, the ellipse tool. Let's make a circle. Okay, so oh, before that, okay, before I make a circle, I want to make something. Okay, remember that I I've taught you guys how to make a symbol. Okay, you go to Window and go down to symbols. Right. Remember this panel? Make some symbols. If I click that a symbol of some sort, you could like maybe if you spray, you could like make symbols. If you're doing a spray, if I select on the on dots, it will be spraying dots. Okay, so that's the symbol. You can actually make your own symbol. Okay, so yeah, I want to like use a angular tool. Let's make some lines. Okay, for example, this pinkish line, and I want to option key, click and drag, pushing down shift. Okay, then let's change that to a darker color, maybe a more sort of like black color. Let's duplicate that. Okay, don't do it so good, but select on some of the lines. I want to make that also a sort of like a pinkish type of color. Okay, I might want to group this color and let's make that a symbol. Okay, so new symbol. Yeah, let's go for a stripe. Okay, stripes. Okay, let's click on that. So notice that uh, on the symbols panel, there's like a stripe symbol, which I just made out. So that's the symbol, right? So the reason why I want to make this symbol is because I'm dealing with like some materials which I could use in 3D. So let's go to Effect, 3D, and 3D Classic. Okay, so that's the last one. And let's select on the second one, the Revolve. Okay, the Revolve Classic. Once you click on that, a panel will pop up. This is the classic format for 3D objects. So it looks a little bit different. Yeah. So as for now, I could like for the surface, it says classic shading, right? So I could click. There's a couple of stuff we could click. We could click for a wireframe to see how the shape was made out. No shading, so that would be flat color. Diffuse shading and plastic shading. Plastic shading gives it a highlight. Okay, so I could. There's some modification I could do with it. I could go to Map Art. Okay, the first one I'm gonna click is Map Art, and notice that there's a symbol panel. That's the symbol drop-down menu. Okay, as for now, it's none. Remember that symbol we just made out? Okay, we go to stripes. This is the new symbol that I just made out. I click on that. Notice that it'll be like in the middle of preview, the preview panel. So I want to drag that, covering up that whole piece of UV map. And let's cover that up with our stripes. And notice that now that the other stripes are covered, surrounding this donut. Okay. So of course there are a couple of stuff I could click. I could click scale to fit, or I could tear it. Okay, you could give all these a try. I'll click this scale to fit just for uh, the time being. Okay, click OK. Now it's actually this donut is with the image of that symbol. Okay, and now I could actually do something. I want to do a offset. Okay, so this offset, I'll probably give it a 20. Okay, so it's like okay, I say 20, 20. I don't think it's degrees. 10, 20. Value effect. Okay, it's a value effect. I clicked on my enter button, my return button to screen, so I shouldn't do that. But let's go back. Okay. Let's do that over again. Map art. Yeah, I have that ready, and click OK. But don't click OK yet. Okay, because we're not done yet. So offset. I'll click 20. Okay, don't enter yet. Okay, just 20, and then select something else. And then for perspective, okay, your computer might render a little bit. Wait for it, render, and sometimes it takes a little while depending on the graphics card. So you give it a wait. Okay, it's still going. So yeah, wait for it. Sometimes because I'm actually having this online and then recording it, so sometimes it's like taking using up my memories. So it's a little bit slower. Okay, it's not really moving, so just put it. It's like sure. Okay. 30 and this 120, then map. I want to see if it works. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty laggy, so let's just skip this part for now. Okay, so I think just have the image map, image art wrapped around your object. Okay, try doing that. So I wanted to like you could go into the your donut and see what's inside, but the computer is not. It's pretty laggy, so let's not waste time dealing with that because it's not really. It's not. These are not really necessary. These are just like special techniques you could play with when you're dealing like Illustrator. Okay. So I want to like probably type in some words. For example, okay, maybe if you're making a logo or some sorts, okay, I'll just type in my name. Okay, Paul. So let's make that bigger so everyone can see. And let's change the font of our object to a bigger font. Let's say a probably a Arrow black. That's a pretty thick font. And let's change it to another color. Okay, for example, maybe a orange type of color. Yeah, a reddish orange. Okay, so let's make that. Let's change that perspective. Let's go to effect, 3D and materials, and extrude and bevel. Yeah. So once you're done, notice that there's a depth to the letters, right? And of course, you could like bring more depth to it and have more perspective. For example, you wanted to be more dynamic, you could change the perspective. Okay, as if you're viewing from close to the letters. Okay, of course, you can change the X, Y, Z axis of your of your of your of your words. Okay, so this is actually still it's just fake 3D. It's not really 3D, but there's like but it gives your viewer a 3D depth. Okay, so unless you export it as a OBJ, you won't be able to like it's there's only such amount of 3D uh, you know illusion that you can do with it. Okay, so but it's like sort of kind of hard to handle because you're not actually dealing with the 3D image. You're dealing still with the 2D letters. Notice in blue. Yeah. So there's one thing you also when you're done, you could ask. Well, sometimes you could just let this be, or you could sometimes like for words for fonts, be sure to like outline it. So create outline to so you could like if you use another computer without this font, it'll be the same font. Okay, I think because it's an image, you wanna outline your images, right? And if you wanna handle this, do more designs handling this 3D image instead of like dealing with that to the original shape. Okay, so you could go to object over here on top, and here it says expand appearance. Okay, once you click on that, okay, now your object will be, you know, a whole piece in which you, okay, it's now like pixelated actually. So, but you're dealing with 3D objects. So notice that if I zoom in close, now it's a pixelated image. Okay, so it really depends. If you wanna like, okay, like make some modifications, it's a little bit difficult because like so because you're dealing actually with that. Instead of dealing with the 3D image, you're actually dealing with the 2D object. So if you want to do some modifications, you really have to, you know, look at the 3D image, but you're actually dealing with the 2D object, the 2D vector object. Okay, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to handle. So you really have uh, to get used to what's going on, or else you could just like expand it to wireframes. Okay, once you expand that to wireframes, you could actually do some modifications. But it's a little bit complex because you're dealing with a lot of lines. So that's why working in 3D using Illustrator, it's a pretty hard task. I don't use this often, but it's enough to give you some interesting graphics, right? So yeah, let's try doing that. Okay. So today it will be pretty easy because it will be all about like 3D object. So I want you to try to make this images out. You could, the first one, you could of course like add a material to your object, and and then there are a couple of other uh, like selections. For example, revolve, inflate, rotate, and materials. So you could try these out, and for this one, this is from the 3D Classic. Okay, you could go to 3D Classic and try to give or you could, I think you could also do it with the more version. I try to give a material through using symbols. It'll be a little bit complicated, but yeah, if you don't understand, you can come to me. I'll show you again. Okay. Okay, then type in maybe your name or something. Try to make it 3D. Okay. So that is enough for you guys to practice because like you have your hands full of using 3D. It's a little bit complicated. It's not really a a a function you use often, but it's there if you need it. So we're really getting into details. So if you find it hard and if you're not interested, it's okay. So this is just a practice. So I'll have this uploaded and try if you can. Okay. If you have hard time and you want to skip this exercise, it's all right with me. Okay, but it's nice to know. Okay. Yeah. The sound. Oh yeah, that's why I figured. Some of your Illustrator might not have this functionality because you have like different versions. So this exercise is not necessarily you can just practice it over here. But if you don't find the functionalities in your computer or in your version of Illustrator, just skip this. Okay. So yeah, you could try using the 3D Classic. I think most of this function will be there on most of the Illustrator, but the newer ones might not have the aerials and the this 3D and material panel. If it's not available, just okay, just skip this part. Okay, but try to, if the 3D Classic is there, or in your version, because you're dealing with an older version, might just say 3D instead of 3D Classic. Okay, try playing with it to see what kind of effects you can come up with. So that would be a practice for today. Okay, to deal with like 3D images So check on your versions, okay? If your versions only says 3D, that might be a 3D classic version. Try at least like do a, sort of like a logo or have your name filled to see if you could give it a more depth. So if you have a newer version, try to like make these out, but it's not necessary. Okay, it's just for you to practice. I understand that this functionality is not really necessary for everyday use, but it's there. Okay, so this is we're getting more into details, so I'm looking for something for you guys to practice. So yeah, try to give this a try. So if you have any problem or if you want to know more about this, just come over here to my okay. So what's that? You could what? Uh, yeah, yeah. You could begin with your resume. Okay, if you don't have like this functionality due to the merchant differences, you could start with your final project, okay, which is your resume. Okay, so this would be pretty simple. So yeah, if you have any questions, please come and see me. So I'll still have this uploaded. Okay, so to like have you guys have an idea of what is going on. But you don't really have to upload this exercise because it's you might not have the tools for it. So practice. Oh yeah, where are we on the practices? 11 or 12? I think it's 12, right? 12 3D objects. Okay, so oops, forgot to upload. So, yeah. So you can upload as you please. Okay, if you do not, doesn't matter. I won't really grade this practice because I know that not all of you has this functionality, but it's there, just for you to learn. Yeah.
But I got lost like right here.
Yeah, something like that. For this, okay, you because you're it's there, but it's not like covering up because you're using the uh this one. That's why I wanted you guys to practice with the old one because the new one is like
The trickier.
there's like a trick you have there are more options which oops. Um, so I would go for the 3D classic. So probably want that. Let's go to maybe shape and go to effect and materials. There's one 3D classic, and then you want to click on the second one, which also revolves that
Oh,
to a building. But this is actually a classic panel. That's the one you were using with it's like the older. It's a newer version. So we're off. So this one I have this back. Click on that, and then for the symbol you can select the next stripe. Okay, that one, and then it'll say scale to fit. And once you have that, spin with the
yeah.
symbol passing. Okay, click on that. Yeah, that would be it. So I want to try with the computer.
Yeah.
If it's that to 20 perspective. yeah, that's what I wanted all of you to try because you actually like enter into a sort of like a dome,
Mm.
but it's not really not working with mine. You're actually entering that dome to see that cylinder going through the middle.
Mhm.
So, so
But yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
okay.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, last week I was working online on the effect.
Yeah.
And to be completely honest,
Yeah.
I got lost
Oh, okay.
at some point. Wait, what did I do?
Just like that.
All right, where's my phone? Okay, so this one, I think that the first one we did was the one that the race went like upwards, and I've been trying to find it, but like I can't. Like I go to like effects, right?
Yeah.
But I I've tried many,
Okay.
and sure.
Okay. The one which you turn it into a flower, or
Um,
okay, I have like a couple of. I have still have my stuff from last week, so let's take a look. So you can tell me which one.
yeah, is that I've been trying to really do them. Like after this one, the call like dropped. Like I can no longer see your screen. So
Oh,
like
okay.
this too, I have no idea. I just know that it's like polygon.
Yeah.
And then the call. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
So yeah, like this one I think was for the flowers. That there's
Yeah.
like several layers. So do this and this one. I've been trying to do this one,
okay,
and it's been a bit weird.
okay. Okay, hard to see.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can increase the brightness. I don't mind.
Yeah. Of course, the so,
I'm not sure if it's working on my keyboard.
so as for now, you have like two gradients, right? Okay. So, but these are two objects, one big, one small.
Mhm.
So for the one in the middle, I'll probably make it smaller. Shift Alt to make it, make it right in the middle.
Right.
So I'll have like both selected. So I click and drag and select both. Right, not both selected, and then I want to go to Object and Blend. Okay, Blend and Make. So, but now it's just like one step.
Mhm.
So you want to go back to Blend and Blend Options. So blend option right down there. So click on that Blend Options, and you want to select on that second one. Second.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's make that maybe a 20. Click OK. Now, now, actually, if you zoom in at it, there are like 20 steps in which it blends together.
Oh, so it was an object, not effect.
Okay,
That's so
so
long.
so that's the first one.
Mhm.
Okay, so once you like blend it together, it's like it's still object, but it's sort of like in a group. So that's the first one, right? So the same with the flower, but the first two steps are the same. So I just want to copy this and paste this one.
Yeah.
It's the same till this step, okay? And then you want to go to effect and sort and transform,
And then it was.
and then with the tweak.
Oh, tweet.
Once you click on tweak, and
And
of
then
course you
like-
could do some modification and turn it to sort of like a flower type of shape. So that's your flower. That's the second one, right? So the third one is to
It was an object.
it was octagon.
Lovely.
Eight, yeah, something like that. If it's an 8 is octagon, okay? So with that, okay, let's just use that. Shape. And let's make that bigger. And you wanna probably, of course, copy it and then paste it in front. I want to resize it right down the mid for the middle. Then sort of the same, it's just a different shape. So you wanna also do a blending. So go to blend and make blend. Okay. So I want to make more steps to make your shape interesting. So let's go to blend options. Let's make that to steps to also 20. Okay. Lots of steps. And then let's go to effects. Instead of using that tweak, you want to use no, something else I did. Let's try this first. Yeah, this is right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but to have it act like a windmill, say, yeah, but there's something else I have to do first.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I just remember. Before I copy a smaller one, you want to go to sort and you want to go to pucker and float. Yeah. And you want to probably, oh, okay, yeah. That's what I look for. But okay. And then I copy and paste and make a small one in front of it. Yeah. It's like flower, right? And then have both selected, object, blend, mix. Okay. Give it more steps, blend options. Okay, let's go to the second one. Let's just make it 10. Okay. 10 steps. Okay, now it's 10 steps. See more clearly. Okay. And then now go to effect, sort and transform. I want to use that twist. And give it more twist to give that band look. Right? So that's the third one. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then the fourth one, you actually copy it and then use your direct selection tool. Just be careful to select the center flower. I didn't select on it. Oops. You have to be careful not to select on the point. Oh, yeah, this is what.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's it.
that makes sense. Oh, also, I have a question about the vinyl.
Yeah.
Because I started working on it yesterday.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be a PPT.
Oh, okay.
So I started doing like templates.
Templates, right.
But now it's a resume, right? So
Yeah.
I
Resume,
start that.
portfolio, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I don't use the PPTs anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no?
So you want no? It's just like I want to see how your layout capability. So, your project shall be demonstrated in PDF.
Okay.
So just have a PDF format.
Just a bit, and I was also like working on this.
Oh,
kind of
this
thing.
would be pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, for like the portfolio and
Yeah.
the portfolio, like how many things do you want to?
Well, as well, just not too much, because you only have like 2 A4s to work on. So just enough to give, your viewer a sort of like an introduction of what you're capable of.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't say like, I think maybe 2 would be fine, 3 the most, but 10 maybe too much. Yeah. So, just so that your audiences has a, a brief understanding of what you're doing and, but not complicate your layout. Because I actually want to test your layout. So instead of, having all your work all squeezed into one big folder. Instead of Yeah.
Line, and I don't know.
Yeah,
where it
just
came
pick your
from.
best 2 or best 3 will be fine.
All right, and for the resume, you wanted like an average, like professional.
Well, as professional as you can.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it because it's 2 A4 papers, right?
Yeah,
So the first one is just gonna be like an introduction of it.
introduction about maybe some, some content about yourself, where you're from, what's your skill, and yeah, some of your abilities. And then the second one might be like some of the projects that you're working on or what you've done before. So there's some demonstrations about yourself. You could view this, I said portfolio last week, or resume, whatever you want to, to me, it's the same thing. It's just like some information about yourself. Yeah.
All right, so focus more on that than on
Yeah.
the actual stuff because I
So-
think I could put this one in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The final list.
Yeah. Oh, it's not there? Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay, let's take a look. Okay. So, okay. So you should be like, okay, let me take a look on the schools list.
No, I mean it's there, but
It's there,
you
but
accidentally deleted it when you moved.
oh, okay.
to
So
students.
it was there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Which like
Order.
which order?
I was
At
with
the
this
last.
team.
Okay. You were with this two or
Yeah. So when they moved there, I was.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's okay, can you also move here as well?
you mean to the 27th?
Yeah.
Okay. But because they're not available, that's why I moved them. Yeah.
All right, then I should be around here.
I think you should be around it. So I think like under this one, because like I'm pretty sure it's under this one. So I want to type it just to make things simple. Okay.
And I never use Mac.
Oh, okay. So
Shaman.
you want to like in Chinese or what?
In Chinese.
In Chinese, but my Chinese is like local So okay, yeah, that's okay. So oh no, that's you, right? Yeah, I got the number anyway. So
I mean, I passed all my projects under
Okay.
my Chinese name. So I
oh,
was
okay. So I can read by your student ID.
and I should be.
It's the same
class
or
as well.
same class as them. Okay, yeah, sure.
That's good. So
So
about
this will be your last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
this year.
Yeah.
So about the portfolio.
Yeah.
And the projects that you're gonna showcase to them.
Yeah.
Does it have to be specifically the art project? Because
Not
it's my
really.
first
No,
time.
no, it's okay. Yeah, if you have like something else, well, it doesn't not necessarily because you might not be an artist or designer,
Yeah.
so, but you might be, you might be a coder or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So I was wondering.
You could like
How do I present that?
Present that
in-
stuff?
in a simple, I don't know, JPEG format and then just show it.
uh,
So I was wondering.
Yeah.
Can I use the works that you did here, or is it just
yeah, sure.
like
Yeah,
the
sure.
projects?
Yeah.
Like
Our
Like-
previous
like-
practices.
like
Yeah,
the 3D and the twist.
you can use that as
Use
your
that as well.
part of your portfolio, of course, because it's not really important what's in the portfolio. Of course, it's important, but it's like just it's actually a demonstration of what you can do with Illustrator with all these practices, and it's not necessarily about like what you can do with art, not, focus on that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And I should take less than 3, right? Or
Yes.
because when we're
Well,
talking
yeah.
there, 10
Well,
was too much, and I think we've done
yeah, I
like
think
12 right now.
no more than 5.
No more than 5.
Yeah, then, but 3 would be fine. Yeah,
Just pick the ones I like.
the ones you like. Yeah,
So
exactly.
basically, like half presentation.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 2A4.
2A4. First one is an introduction about, about you, about yourself, your skills, and we get to know you. And then the second is, one package will be done here.
I see.
Will be fine. Yeah.
So this information, does it have to be, can it be also marked as well? Or like, does it have to be like, oh, here's my work experience.
Yeah.
I work here,
Yeah.
I interned here as well, and then student like.
Well, yeah, sure. Anything you want to put
anything I
in,
want to do.
it's fine with me.
Right. I'll just make my own.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No problem. 好好，那个刚刚就是有没有听懂的同学哈，我再重复一下哈。我们那个看我们现在这个表哈，这是我们报告其中报告的名单啊，所以你要查一下你是不是在这名单上面啊，要赶快跟我讲啊，因为我们下周最后一堂课之后就会开始20号开始其中的这个发表啊，那其中发表是在我这个位置哦，对着这个麦克风哈，然后秀你的作品，用英文讲5分钟啊，这个退选来不及了哈，已经过了退选时间了哈，所以那个就是每个人都要这么做哈。我们人蛮多，所以一次会有18个人啊。那你很重要的是你要检查这个名单，你的名字在不在上面啊？看有没有漏掉，因为我有做些调动啊，因为有些同学他们没有办法在比如说这一天报告，所以我有做一些调动的动作。我调动动作的时候，或许把你的给漏掉也不一定啊，所以说。你要检查，我也会在检查，我里面也要检查一下你们的那个名字是不是在这个名单上面啊。我是直接从学校的就是在我课堂的这个名单我直接抄下来的哈，所以说就是照理来说应该都在哈。那万一就是我调动的期间也不小心砍掉还是怎么样啊，你们帮我顺便看一下啊，那我也会再次检查啊。那反正总而言之，从20号的那一周开始。开始期末发表啊，然后就20号、27号、1月2号跟1月10号，1月10号最后一天啊，这一天完了就放寒假了啊，所以那个各位请注意一下这个事项啊。那报告要报告什么东西？就是你的履历啊，就是2张 A4，一张就是自我介绍啊，那跟上次我有放一个学姐的一个。范例啊，然后跟第2章就是一些作品啊，然后可以整理起来，就是看怎么样把它就是整理成比较漂亮的水准。然后记得姓名、学号跟格式请用 PDF 啊，这样子因为在我的这个下面有浏览器在家里都可以看。大家然后有问题的话赶快问我啊 ，OK。那一个没有来的同学，还是还搞不清楚的同学，麻烦也互相告知一下。 Hey,
I had some problems about like the pattern.
okay. And regarding symbols, yeah.
Those ones.
Okay. Like, okay, you want to like make out a circle, and so this is okay. These are stripes, right? So you want to probably like select these stripes. Probably four stripes. Like that. Right, four stripes. This one I will probably like group these. Go G to group. Yeah, and make sure to have it selected. Okay. So the window, and you go down to the bar symbol. Exactly. Okay. Click on symbol. So these are symbols, right? So click on that plus because I have this selected already. Once you click on the plus, it'll say new symbol. Name it. So now just the whole one. So skip all these. So just click OK. So that's it. Make a new symbol. Okay. So once you make a new symbol, you can just make a circle. Okay. and go to effect and just like 3D and materials, but go to the 3D classic. The one at the bottom. Go to classic and select on the second one. Evolve classic. Once you select on that, there, like you go to map art. Okay, once you click on map art, there's sort of like a 3D UV type, the UV map for a 3D type of a form. Notice that there's a symbol up here that says none, right? You can select that to the symbol that you put out, that whole one. Once you click on that, it'll be pretty small, right? It says you want to resize it, so you want to scale to fit. Yeah, once you click on that, it's scale to that, to cover that grid up. Yeah. So click OK, and yeah, that would be it. Then click OK again. Then give it some time to do some calculation. It's fine. Yeah, until it's done. So this is good.
Thank you so much.
I think I don't know how to make it. The first part is a drill. I don't know
Which one's the drill?
but the drill is my AI, my inspirator person is CC 2020.
CC 2020.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure that your real version
a
has
drill,
that function.
a drill, a
Drill.
drill.
Oh, okay. So you wanna
I
probably make a square, maybe.
swear.
Yeah, probably a square or a circle, anything that you want. Okay. So you wanna go to effect and go to 3D and materials, right? So you wanna go to, let's just start with extrude and bevel. Okay. So once you have that, you look for your 3D panel, okay, which is the first one that you want to have that panel ready, right? So, for example, you could probably, like for the twist, you could like try to, okay, if it's not like not big enough, you want to like give it more depth in order to twist it.
Okay,
Yeah, sort of like that.
thank you.
Yeah, and then for the tapper, you could like resize it to give it that drill look.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then of course you could go down to the X and Y axis to, you know, to turn it to the dimension that you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will try to.
Yeah.
2020.
Okay. Try. Yeah. Okay. So
Sorry?
yeah,
Can I know how to make it sharper?
sharper.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know how to make it
Okay.
sharper.
Make it sharper. Okay. Take that shape. Okay. Let's, there should be okay, because you're dealing with a plate, right?
Yeah.
You want to go to extrude, okay? Because when you go to extrude, you have like
Or it's different?
a little bit different.
Oh,
Yeah, and maybe because you have a, let me try it, maybe a square. See if it works with the square. Okay, now you want to go to effect. Okay, you probably have a different version because it's not kind of I don't see it.
oh yeah.
So this is probably it's not there. Don't worry about it. So you don't have this function, this depth and
Yeah.
twist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you don't. You have depth, but you don't have twist and depth and paper.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't have the depth.
yeah, you don't have the depth. So you have an older version.
So
That's fine.
is this fine?
That's
Okay.
no problem.
And also sorry for this part. So I went to the toilet, so I didn't hear what
Oh,
you
okay.
say. So our homework the practice 1
Yeah.
to August, how many percent for school?
Uh, so this is around like 20. Yeah, I think 30 for the term, 45 good exams, and 30 for final, and 20 for for
Six.
okay, 10 for absence, then 20 for assignments. Or for
Assignment is
packages.
this practice? Okay, thank you so much. But if I don't have.
What's that? You don't have the 3D right, it doesn't matter. I won't, like, I know it's hard, and I won't, skip the 3D. I won't count the 3D. You have, I'll probably give a bonus. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. If you don't have the 3D, that's why I said you could submit as a bonus, I guess. And then if you do not, it doesn't matter.
The final project was on.
Yeah, that's fine. No. I think that's good.
Like whatever we want, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to show. Yeah. Yeah. Make it interesting. Make it fun.
The 3D applicants made it like from fitness.
By using the framework, okay, which if you have other ways to, show it, that would be great, but it would be pretty difficult, I think. Okay, no problem.
Also, it's blend.
Huh?
No, fitness is blend.
Blend, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, blend could do similar effects,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's harder.
it's a little bit, it'll be harder, yeah. Hello. Oh, okay. Okay. This one, take a look. Okay, this one, oh yeah, you made it into a symbol, right? Okay, this would be fine. And then you want to make a ellipse tool. Let's make a circle, right? And let's color that so to see something interesting. Okay, and not use that. Oh, and let's go to effect, 3D and materials, and let's use that 3D classic. Okay, so that's what's wrong. You have to use the right. You want to go to 3D classic and go to revolve. Yeah. Once you click on revolve, notice that the panel is different. So you go to art, map art. The map art says symbols, right? Go down to the new symbol that you just laid out. It'll be in the middle, but click here, scale to fit. Now I'll try to fit itself into that grid. You have that ready. Click OK and click OK. Okay.
Yes. But really not have this function. Not don't have this function.
Okay.
I can only do this. It's a
Cone,
code.
cone, yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So, oh, cone is fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Because like you don't have the twist and the
This is not
it's not there. It's not there to just leave it. Right? So
This is not. This is really not.
yeah,
Don't have
the
this.
version. So it doesn't matter. Okay?
Okay.
So if it's not there, then just skip this.
Is we right with the mandala?
No, this is fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah.
Then I'm used to doing them by hand.
Oh. Okay.
I've been trying so.
Yeah. 这一次
做一次第一个那个，
第一个这个，这个好，这个是做，刚才是先拉了一个，然后方块，就直接对 3D 这个 extrude level，然后让它比较长，然后又比较尖这样子。
可是我的不能调，
你的问题，他们可能那个版
应该是
本
版本
比较旧，然后这个其实眼角也可以这样子。
好，那是我的不行。
对，然后变成说你这里可以换材质，
现在也太方便了吧？
啊，
真的好方便。
对，它就会换材质这样子。那你有没有啊？就是
那我没有，那我用别的。
好。Oh, okay. So it's actually like if you export it as a OBJ, so by itself form like a create a OBJ folder. Okay, so your OBJ file will be into that folder. So if you're working with Mac, you can click on the spacebar to preview your 3D object. For example, you see on the projector, you click on the object, yeah, it's in 3D. So you can actually like work with this with other softwares. For example, over here I have Blender, right? So I'm gonna click on that 3D software. And probably run a little bit. Yeah, this is a 5-year-old computer, so yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get it running. Okay, so still not working. Okay, Blender. Okay, it's not starting, so something's wrong. Okay, maybe I have to restart everything or something. Well, you get the idea. Okay. Oh yeah, now it's working. Okay, I have a new version of Blender. This is the 4.0, and I want to delete this object. It's not a 3D class, but just to let you guys have an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to delete this square, and then go to file, import. I have a OBJ importer plugin, so I could import OBJ files. I want to select on that object, this asset 3, and import it. See now, it's actually a 3D object. So if I use the oops, okay, if I move things around, you can see actually a 3D object. But you have to be careful like how many like triangles or squares are into uh, that object. So it's not, it's kind of strange because you have like a whole bunch of polygons on one corner, and the rest is like pretty loose. So I wouldn't really work with this because it's pretty hard on your 3D software. But yeah, it's there if you need it. Okay, if you're making just graphic design, that would be good. But if you're doing animation, I'll search for something else. Okay, yeah. So to be able to like use 3D softwares to, you know, get things around. So it'll be nice, like if you're working with like a 3D logo. Yeah, it'll be if you use this method, it's be easier. Like if you're doing a 3D logo animation, right? Okay. 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 You won't be able. You're not able to see it. Okay. 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 It's strange. Okay. You probably like if sometimes when this kind of stuff happens, you wanna switch to another uh, workspace and see. How come it's not? That's right. So, yeah, see, if you change it to sometimes, uh, you know, for the properties on the type, ours will be on top. So if it shows, you could like yeah change it using that. But
Sometimes if that happens, you probably have to like turn off the software and turn it on again, or switch to another, workspace to see, if that pops up and take it from there. You could probably move that. If the property panel is gone, just turn off, turn on, give it a try. Yeah, it's strange, but sometimes it happens.
Okay, so on the 20th, we will begin with Lisa. Okay, and then 叶同学, and then 柳同学. Okay, so make sure to check this list. Okay, remember 5 minutes final final presentation. Okay, check on the list to see which day you give your presentation, and you'll be all set. Okay, make sure your name is on the list. Okay, so this follows the what the office provided me with. So yeah, be sure to check. OK，好，那个在中文再次说明了，这个表是那个期末报告的时间表哦，有12月20开始，然后在12月27、1月2号、1月3号，然后在1月10号，1月10号，这共4周哦，一次18个同学哦。那你检查一下你是哪一周哦，然后你名字没有在上面的话，赶快让你知道哦，我可能不让你删掉还是怎么样哦，这是有可能的哦。那个注意一下哦，然后你哪一周要报告哦。Okay, we have like around 10 minutes. Please log into Google Meet and click in your student ID. Yeah, some of you have done that already. Click in your student ID, your name to show appearance, attendance. Okay, next week will be our final session on our courses, and we'll begin with our final resignation on the week after. Okay, so see you guys next week.